Well, welcome back, guys, and I'm evidently not in the woods, or I'm not wild camping, and I'm not in the workshop. I'm with Bracken, and we're going to go for a hike today, and we're going to do a circular loop which takes us from Widemouth along the basically canal all the way back into Bude, then back over the cliffs and back to the car here, and encompassing a small part of the southwest coastal path. We've got wind, we've possibly got rain. We have a weather warning for mid-afternoon with torrential rain and possibly wind with it. And yeah, this is probably about a 5-mile circular. So I'm here and it's before 9 o'clock, so I'm going to get that done easily. But you know what weather reports are like, so I've got waterproofs in a bag. So me and Bracken are going to get out, hit the path. Till we get off the cliffs, we're going to have a lot of wind. So recording could include wind, but I suppose that adds the authenticity to this experience. So yeah, we're going to get out in amongst it now. It's not looking very inviting or tropical today. There's a couple guys actually getting out at Widemouth, but they obviously don't know about local conditions because there's better spots to go with conditions like this today. But you live and learn. Yeah, those clouds, they definitely do look ominous. As you can see, these aren't the best conditions, and I'm fighting Bracken because he's pulling hard. He's got 4 legs on the ground. I've only got 2, even though I've got my hiking stick, and it's slippery. It's like an ice skating rink on all this mud. So I think his intent is to pull me over and get me covered in mud, and I'm literally leaning back into it. And he's a husky, he's bred to pull, isn't he, really? But not what you want. I don't mind if it was uphill or downhill. I could do with a set of skis. Some bigger sets coming in. This is actually one of my favourite places to surf here. But like I say, today the conditions ain't really good enough to be warrant going in here. The surf, but it's really a blown out mess. What are you doing? They're actually planting old Christmas trees in the sand dunes to help stop erosion. So they bury them and the sand builds up behind them and it causes the sand to stay where it is. These sand dunes get windswept and eroded away. Right, we're walking up into Widemouth through the sand dunes. As you can see, there's more Christmas trees here. But there is a reason I want to go here instead of going back in on the footpaths quite so quick. And that's the fact, I want to find a dog poo bin. He's just done a big egg. So I want to deposit that in the dog poo bin so I'm not carrying that around on the footpath. just getting well, a few hundred meters off the beach and the cliffs, it's actually a lot less windy and a lot more pleasant. But I'm on a footpath that will lead to the weir, which will take us to the canal and back into Bude. It's going to be a pleasant little walk, and I'm basically trying to beat this rain. Boy, this trail is muddy, and I really do mean muddy. I'll let you have a look at Bracken, then you can have a look at my boots. Bracken, go on. Look at the state of those feet. And here's me. That's what I'm dealing with. And just to give you an indication of what the locals probably think of this trail, they've actually left the shovel just in case you need to dig yourself out. There you go. If you get stuck or your partner gets stuck, you dig them out. There you go. I'm not doing that circular, I'm continuing along the towpath to Bude. So quite clearly and evidently you can see why I'm not wild camping this weekend or doing anything like that, because quite simply the weather conditions are so poor, weather warning coming in. I thought I'd scamper out in the last few remaining hours and get a hike in before this, you know, the skies open up and everything becomes too wet. I don't feel I need to challenge myself that much. You reach a point sometimes when you think to yourself, nah, I don't fancy getting absolutely piss wrapped for the sake of a video. When I go out, I do like to enjoy the experience. I know some people enjoy going out and testing themselves in the weather. That's all fair and good, but for a lot of us, when you get older or you've done a lot of outdoor activities in poor weather conditions, you kind of reach a point where, nah, I'll give it a miss. But for all you guys that have still yet to reach that point, crack on. But over there they do a really nice full English breakfast with a fantastic view over the lake. Well worth a try. Now, Bude Canal was actually completed in 1823 and closed in 1891, and it was basically for sand, lime and fertiliser to be brought inland, and it went to Hollesley and almost all the way to Launceston. So I'm walking on the old towpath alongside the canal and river, and it's a welcome relief. For every one step forward, you know, you're spending another two sliding sideways and going backwards. Yeah, it really did take that long to get out of that part of the footpath and wildlife reserve. Nothing below my knees isn't caked in mud. Absolutely horrendous. The only good thing is I didn't see anybody, so I had a very pleasant time just well, being by myself with my own thoughts. But that was hard going. There's more geese in that field there. They've obviously got a lot of food there, grass and that. There's a duck coming in. Woo! We've got a lock here. There is one just before you get to the sea actually. I think it's one of the very few existing sea locks actually. But this one here is actually on the canal. We haven't reached the sea yet. There you go. And a gentleman down there fishing. We've just come up against another lock here, but as you can imagine, with a good hard standing track, I'm meeting thousands of people, so I'm not making as big a progress as I first thought. But in any case, there's the lock. I actually want to get out of Bude and back on the cliff footpath to get away from people now. Well, as I keep stating, progress is slow. I'm meeting probably every 30 metres a dog walker, runner, or somebody just enjoying being outdoors before this storm or rain hits. I'm not sure it's a storm, it's a weather warning, just, you know, torrential rain. But in any case, people are out enjoying themselves, but it's making slow progress because one of my biggest faults down here in the country lanes, I'm the first one to slam my car into reverse, so ultimately nobody seems to reverse for me because I'm doing it for everybody. And as for here as well, I'm the one who's pulling over, stopping, pulling Bracken beside me and letting everybody pass. Nobody seems to be, you know, returning the favour to allow me to carry on, but hey, that's part and parcel of living down here. You just accept that. Now, Bude was really popular with the Victorians, as was most or a lot of English seaside towns, and that's where it gained its popularity. It kind of went through a little bit of a slump, but it's come back fighting, it's come back strong. With the current enthusiasm for water sports and being in and around the sea, people now flock to this North Cornish seaside town. It's small enough not to be overrun and overtaken with major commercialism, but it's big enough to have a lot to do, and it's still got that little vibe of being kind of not as established as other Cornish seaside towns. The Brendan pub and the Falcon there are institutions in their own right, and a lot of weddings take place there, and in the Brendan that is usually a stopover if you're in Bude for a drink. We're looking at the wharf part of the canal now, which goes down to the sea lock, and you'll find a lot of people in boats and fishing and doing basically all kinds of things in and around the water. The sea lock is really a unique piece of architecture, and it's regularly maintained to keep it operational, and it goes out there to the sea via Summerlees. And on the left hand side you can see Barrel Rock and the seawall, which gives protection for vessels coming into the harbour here. And it is extremely popular on the far right hand side, where waves still manage to come in to the beach. If there's a big swell, the seawall blocks a lot of it on the left hand side from actually entering the harbour area, but you still get waves on the right hand side. And it's a thoroughly charming little place to hang out and walk around. And as you can see, it's absolutely packed with surfers enjoying the waves. They're reduced in size because the full swell never gets to the beach. Now I'm going to make my way back up to the footpath, and that means I'm going to be heading up to a structure known as the Pepper Pot or Compass Point. Now that there is basically and was used as a navigational aid, and a lot of seafarers have relied on that to enter Bude on stormy nights coming into the actual safety of the harbour. But it's being relocated. It was due to erosion fall off the cliff, so enough money was raised for it to be relocated and moved 150 metres back inland to save it, and it's been saved brick by brick. Well, we've gone through Bude and we're heading out to Widemouth now on the coastal path, the southwest coastal path. It's going to be extremely blowy. The wind is beginning to pick up now, so we'll see how it goes. Now as we leave Bude, I take one look back and you can actually see the radio dishes of GCHQ in the distance on the headland, and you've got sea fog and mist just beginning to form off the headlands there. And yeah, I'm hurrying back home now. I can actually feel that rain is on its way. Well, I'm in the car, I made it back, and that was a very pleasant hike. It was really grueling pushing through all that mud. A hiking stick was an absolute godsend, but it didn't help the fact that Bracken was pulling me all over the place. So I was always trying to counteract where he was pulling me with my weight, plus sliding in the mud. And it was, oh God, that's been a fair workout. But I'm in the car, I've grabbed a Costa, I'm just chilling out now, I'm just watching the surf. I'll let you have a look. There's still plenty of people around on the beach, walking their dogs and things. There's even a couple guys out in the surf. But yeah, I'm all done, I'm ready to head off home. So I hope you enjoyed coming along for a little hike before the actual weather warning hits us. The skies are absolutely slate grey, black in some places, and it's due to hit 3 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock now, so I'll get home, settle down for the afternoon with the kids, watch a few films, and I've done a hike already. So yeah, take care, stay safe, and hope to catch you guys out on the trail. Well then guys, it's about 3:30 and the weather report was right. We've actually got rain, we've got wind, and we got sea fog coming in. You can't see very far at all. I've been doing all my hedging that blew down in the storms we had recently, and it's kind of ground to a halt because the ground has got just too wet and boggy. I'll give you a quick look. So that's the last bits I've bought to do this bit behind the trampoline, but I've just, you can literally see it's a mud bath here because I've been doing this in between jobs, and as you can see I've got so far down all the way beyond the woodshed. It's just to go up there, but it's just a complete sea of mud, so I'm going to wait till it dries up. But down here, well, you can just see it was just it was just terrible working conditions. So yeah, you can get an idea of how wet it is here in North Cornwall, and like I said, I've stopped work on my hedge till it gets better conditions. But as you can see, sea mist, fog, rain, wind. It's just not worth doing anything more. So then guys, yeah, I'm going to call it a day. I just thought, well, I was just actually going to prove that sometimes it's worth listening to weather reports. They are right. And I was being very dismissive. But Good job I wasn't high up on the moors. Anyway, take care, stay safe, all the best.